All right, so I want to say, while I'm tuning, that it was really doubtful for a span of my life that I would ever, the future was just completely in jeopardy for me. In the fall of 2008, I got a music teaching job in New Jersey. And I decided to do something brilliant and also start graduate school at the same time in very heady philosophy. So I was trying to teach, abstract and concrete concepts of music to people during the day, and at night trying to keep up with a course load of graduate school in philosophy at night, combined with the fact that I thought a very close family member of mine was being wronged, and I was basically fighting with the people, the institution I thought had wronged her, my sister. And that's a very convoluted story. I'll skip that part and also say that there was a girl in the picture, and very much, not her, not Hannah Faye, and very much a lot of stress having to do with finances. So if you combine all those things together and decide that you're gonna be a superhero and not sleep and deal with all those things and try to take on the world, pretty soon you will end up sleep deprived and hallucinating as if you're in a walking dream state, and you'll get people texting your parents to ask if you're on some kind of hard drugs, and you will crash really hard, which is what I did, and I wound up in hospital for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it was horrific there at the hospital, first off. And when I got out, I just wasn't myself anymore. I could go on a tirade against pharmaceutical experimentation, really, if you wanted to, but it really just took my whole personality out. My walk changed, and you might know someone who's gone through something like that, but everything about me changed. I couldn't go back to my job. I just didn't have the enthusiasm to go teach in front of kids.
How long ago was this?
This was 2008. So really the whole...
2 years before her text to you of help.
Yeah,
4
well...
years before the text, 2 years before, before the message. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right. Both times I was a damsel in distress and needed his help. But yeah,
I really think I messaged first. But
Okay.
anyway,
All right.
yeah, I'll accept the stalker label for that. Anyway, all that to say, it was a very... everything was in jeopardy. I basically got out of the hospital. I asked my dad, who would want me now? Very terrible time, and I just thought, I'm never going to have much of a life after this at all. You have to depend on the people around you to say, no, I think actually it might be better at the end of all this. You just don't know and you don't see it. And so, man, we have good friends, and my friend Melissa's here from church. Well, one of our friends from church is one of my oldest friends named Kevin. And Kevin was one of the friends that would get me out of the house during this time. I was basically off the radar for about a year, almost. Just not doing much of anything, trying to make it back to functional. I was a cashier at BJ's for a while. That's about all my brain could handle at the time. And I just wanted to stay alone by myself. No music, no TV for a time, just nothing. Lying in bed, kind of willing myself to die, honestly. But Kevin would call and he'd be like, bro, we're going to the mall. and I would be like, no, like I'm gonna stay here, and I just wasn't interested. You better get in the shower, I'm on my way. So it's people like that who would get me out, that eventually, and thank God for my parents forcing me to get a job. They're like, no, you're not gonna sit here and do nothing. You're gonna go get a job because you have bills to pay and stuff like that. So just that everyday routine, slowly I started becoming human again. And eventually, at the end of the very next summer, I got a call from an old friend's mom who was teaching at the Riverhead Charter School, and she said, "We need a long-term music sub. Do you know anyone that is interested?" And to my great surprise, more than anyone's, I was interested, once again. And so I went back to teaching for a time, eventually wound up directing music at our church, Grace Presbyterian Church in Watermill, and I still do that to this day. And this is a song that I worked on and off for 5 years, that just got completed around the same time as that song. And this was my attempt to express gratitude to the people who got me through that time, and to God as well. And I'm either going to turn the page because my pedal has fritzed out on me, or you are.
I got it. I got you.
Okay. I should say this is called Cloudfall. Through these tear-dimmed eyes, I watch you try to shine a light into the darkest night of my soul. But I cannot see a future that could be where I'm made right. I've given up being whole, 'cause I'm not seeing anything working for good. Providential benevolence misunderstood. So tell me good things I never would have known. Help me believe what I wouldn't on my own. I'm in a hell that'll never end, but I'm not here alone. You're a godsend. When you whisper hope to me, whisper hope to me. Don't despair, because I could be better than I was when this is done. Oh, how I wish that were true. Can hardly hear your voice above the screaming noise my mind's become. So persevere for me too, 'cause I'm not seeing anything working for good. If it's providential benevolence, it's misunderstood. So tell me true things I never would have known. Help me believe what I wouldn't on my own. Still there's hope. You'll never know what it meant to me. As I fell from my throne, you waited patiently, and you whispered hope to me. Whispered hope to me. Told you about the times when I'm alone, cursing out my God, then I recoil in fear. If I'm one of yours, then why am I in anguish? Oh, please don't you leave me here. tell. Realize one day, how was I made well? Here are good things I never would have known. I was meant to receive, I couldn't on my own. And still there's hope. Sovereign